politics of it. And none of you have spoken yet about the special session of Parliament. Not one of us has any clue what this 5-day session is about, unless, Varun, you're going to tell us what it's about.
Even I don't know what exactly it is. I think it could be early elections, but I may be completely wrong. But, talking about the India Alliance meeting over here in Mumbai, uh, simply right now, why I feel the opposition unity is a non-starter in terms of elections, because they do not have an agenda to put forth in front of a person like Narendra Modi, who the Pew Research yesterday came out said he has 80% of popularity of the nation. And when you're fighting someone like Narendra Modi, who has a lot of things, and it wouldn't be wrong to say that the elections that happen in the country right now are presidential form of election. And when the opposition doesn't have a PM candidate, where everyone from the opposition party wants to be a PM, it looks very dull start for the India Alliance right now. And Rahul Gandhi himself, this Adani thing, I'm sure would cause a lot of heartburn amongst many opposition leaders, because many of the opposition leaders in their own state do have businesses with Adani and other business houses.
But,
And they
but
have
but let me pick up on your point about you think there might be early elections. Why would the Modi government need to convene early elections? Why? The numbers suggest a very comfortable popularity, whether it's the Pew survey, whether it's the Mood of the Nation India Today Sea Voter poll. In fact, we have those numbers here. Varun, why would the government need to call an early election?
So there are two things that I was also thinking about. The rains haven't been very good, and if we go to elections in the month of May, April, the drought might cause a major heartburn to BJP. And secondly, whatever said and done about Modi, in state elections, it is now visible, clearly visible, that Madhya Pradesh is not going the BJP way, and also Rajasthan, the way it was expected in BJP way, it might not happen. But probably, if Modi charisma is used over here, they might have a better say over there. And if other smaller states also, who have elections in the next 6 months or 1 year, agree for elections during the Lok Sabha elections, I think it could set a stage for one nation, one election. But as I said, it is all hypothetical, too much of a thought over here being put on something that might not be there. We might just see a UCC being discussed over here or during the Amrit Kal session that is happening, where it's for 5 days. But this is one thought and discussion that is happening in certain groups related to BJP and RSS, that these could be the reasons why early elections can be called.
Let me take this, and Varun, I'm going to ask you to reconnect because your audio has a lot of noise. But we picked up your point about how you think there is going to be an early election, and let me take that around the panel. Let's have a little bit of fun. None of us have any idea, but let's have a little bit of fun speculating anyway. Manisha, do you actually believe it would make any political sense? Varun spoke about the monsoon not having been great, not wanting to give any time to the India Alliance to maybe consolidate to get better. The assembly election seeming to go against the BJP. The one nation, one election sort of model. Do you see any sort of logic in this?
No. None of what you said is a logic for any early election. We are already now headlong into the state elections for Chhattisgarh and Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan, the most important of the state elections that are coming up. In fact, the country is looking to the conclusion of these state elections. And soon after that, everybody knows we are in election mode for the national election. So if by December we have these three state results and the country is in the national election mode, if the elections are put ahead even by 2 months, that's not like calling an early election or anything like that. Early elections would have been if they had been done now, June, July, etc. That hasn't happened. And I think the Amrit Kal session that we haven't spoken about will be Mr. Modi trying to consolidate his message. Remember, of the Chandrayaan, which is a very important achievement, the G20, and all his one-on-one achievements in the global arena. These are things nobody can deny him. To use his powers as a very effective communicator to try and put the din of the local issues, the local noise, all below the carpet so that Modi stands apart as the national leader. And I think that's how we will go into the national elections. The state elections can talk about regional issues, local issues, issues of poverty, but Mr. Modi will carve out, and that's what we need to see. What are the national issues for India? And that agenda setting has been done from the Red Fort, and that we will also wait to see happen in the monsoon elections. I don't see clearly a very early election, so to say, as a possibility now.
That's a very interesting idea that perhaps these 5 days would be all about everything that the Modi government wants to put on the national stage, the national narrative, as it were. And Aarti had referred earlier to the fact that other than the Prime Minister's personal popularity, the government also needs a narrative going into these elections. Banu, we've been having terrible problems with your network. If you can hear me and hoping that the line remains stable, just jump in with a comment on how you see everything that's happening. Banu.
Sure. Thanks, Burka. I don't see early elections at all for two simple reasons. One is the Ram Mandir is going to be inaugurated in January, and there's an opportunity there's an opportunity to do an interim budget in February in which there are many programs or many payments that could be made, like the Krishi Samman Nidhi, and so on and so forth. So there are two important opportunities, and I don't think the government is going to government is going to back away from that. So there's absolutely no chance for early elections. But regarding the session that has been called, it might be one of the two things. One is the three criminal code and the other evidence act and the other bills that the Home Minister has passed. Maybe they want to make it a big deal, as if they are like rejigging the whole colonial laws. Or the second more important or more interesting thing might be to begin a conversation on the UCC. The UCC, if you see, after the PM has PM spoke, it has sort of calmed down a bit. Maybe like the BJP is trying to gather some support with the tribal groups, which were pretty opposed to it. So I think there might be some move on it. So, but you never can guess what Modi and Shah are thinking about. But we can definitely rule out early elections.
I think you made a great point that all of us had forgotten, which is the Ram Mandir inauguration in January. And Varun, to your point, as delicious as the speculation is of an early election, I think Banu is correct that the Modi government isn't going to miss that moment of that Mandir inauguration. So what is this 5 days going to be about? We don't know. Rahul Gandhi, in the meantime, all guns blazing on the Adani issue, which almost all of our panelists here agree is not an emotion. It's an important issue, but not a popular issue. Sometimes the two things are actually very different. Let's go now to the elephant in the room. Can this juggernaut take on Modi without a prime ministerial contender? Now, we have some very interesting sort of data points from the C voter survey. We also have our own poll, if we can also look at that a little later in the program. But who should lead this India alliance? That is the question that the C voter survey actually put in this Mood of the Nation India Today C voter survey. And Rahul Gandhi actually, not this one, please. Who should lead the India alliance? Rahul Gandhi actually tops that list, and there it is. 24% say Rahul Gandhi, 15% each for Mamta Banerjee and Arvind Kejriwal. Sugata, firstly, let's ask the important question. Without a leader, without a personality, without a chosen, declared personality, can the opposition really be in a position to take on the popularity of the Modi government, of the Modi-led BJP? Shugata, despite the fact that all of the assembly elections, as somebody mentioned, seem to be not tilted in their favor. Shugata.
Bharka, there are a lot of secret contenders to the chair. And, Kharge and Gehlot in the recent past have named Rahul Gandhi. Although Rahul Gandhi has not commented on the issue, these two very important players within the Congress have named him. But there is also another kind of thing happening in the media where people are saying probably Kharge is the secret weapon that the Congress wants to use. But then I feel that, playing that card of Kharge is going to be detrimental to the Congress because of a very complicated caste game that may unravel in the north of India as well as the south of India. So that's a very complicated thing. But can they actually go to the people without one leader there? Is the question that you asked me. See, but to be fair to them, they've always argued that India is a parliamentary system. And, it's only after the elections that the leader is decided by the MPs who have been elected and the alliance that has come to power. So they may sort of use that argument while jockeying, a lot of people. And if you look at the first Patna meet, it was almost decided that Nitish Kumar would be made the convener. I know for sure that the press release was ready. It was held back in the last minute.